Roethlisberger, and they play defense. They play defense. So when I look at the teams, you know, who are the most well-rounded, you got to put the Steelers at the top right now.
Damon Woody, ESPN NFL analyst, joining us here on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. I did not say morning show.
Good job. Proud of you.
Yes, that is correct. You know how it goes. Sometimes you screw things up.
Small victories, D. Wood. Small victories.
So, D. Woody, Seattle went out and acquired Carlos Dunlap in a trade with Cincinnati to bring something to the table from a pass rush standpoint. What do you make of this move?
Well, I mean, again, Seattle is all in. You know, Seattle is not about draft picks and all of that. They recognize we have Russell Wilson. You know, this whole mantra that we've been talking about, let Russ cook. Well, Seattle is just like, okay, we're going to let Russ cook, and we're going to try to maximize this window that we had with Russell Wilson as our quarterback. And so they're just saying we're going to try to load up, particularly on the defensive side of football, where, quite honestly, they've been terrible all year, and we're going to try to make up any type of deficiencies as possible to give us the best chance to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl.
We should also mention here, Dame, that you look at the situation and say to yourself, tonight, week 8 of the NFL season begins, week 9 for Antonio Brown. We asked this question yesterday: who is the NFL's MVP? We had the response overwhelmingly. More than half of our respondents said Russell Wilson. Aaron Rodgers, by the way, if you're wondering, D. Wood, was down at 22%.
Can I throw Tom Brady in the mix?
You can. That's who Key picked, right? Key, you had Tom Brady.
Well, we put him in the conversation yesterday.
Put him in the conversation. Aaron Rodgers still.
In the conversation.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, Brady's in the conversation.
Listen, I'm just saying, I'm just throwing it up there. Because it's about where you finish. It's about finishing. And Key, you know this. We're about to get to November now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's always been Tom Brady and the Patriots' mantra? Let's start playing our best ball in November and December. Correct. So, listen, I picked Russell Wilson as the MVP this year. But I'm telling you what, if Tom Brady keeps playing like Tom Brady's been playing, you know, as of late,
yeah,
Tom Brady is going to be right there in the mix and possibly win this MVP at the age of 43.
D. Wood, how about Patrick Mahomes? Where do you have him in the conversation?
I got Patrick Mahomes as a winner. I mean, we saw last week. They threw, one touchdown? And they blew in a blowout? So, listen, Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. He's the best quarterback in football. There's not a quarterback that I would take over Patrick Mahomes if I'm starting my team. He's just guiding the machine right now. He's the point guard of an all-star team right now.
The great thing about, you mentioned in Tom Brady in the month of November, the great thing, as you know, Damon, the great thing about being in Tampa, Florida in the month of November, December, there will be no bad weather. There will be no bad weather. So he doesn't have to worry about the wind and the snow. He could do what he's doing now in the later months.
That's right. And when you're 43, Key, you don't want to be dealing with all of that. You want to wake up and, walk outside in a T-shirt and your body and everything's feeling pretty good. So it's working out pretty good for him so far.
Indeed. It's also working out pretty well for that guy TB12 will be thrown to in week 9, Antonio Brown, as we mentioned earlier. Bruce Arians saying he looked, quote, fantastic yesterday. Quote, looks fantastic and went real well. He and I had a good conversation this morning. Went on to say he'll be ready to go next week and in good shape. And we should mention not only do Tom Brady and AB have a short relationship from their time in New England, but of course Arians and AB have a long relationship from their time together in Pittsburgh. Damian, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Enjoy the Falcons and the Panthers tonight as much as anybody really can.
All right. Take it easy, guys.
All right, fellas. Thank you very much. So it's interesting. He makes a really compelling case there for Tom Brady. You tried to make the case, obviously, for Big Ben, but is the organization, is the team just so boring that he might not get the shine that he needs? Russ and Aaron Rodgers, this is going to be a great race.
Tom Brady's going to get some momentum. There's no question about it. But I think that Tom Brady MVP conversation is kind of I think it's intriguing, but I think it gets stale because Russell Wilson hasn't won one yet. And then you still got Patrick Mahomes that's doing what he's doing. And then you got Aaron Rodgers making some sort of emergence in his career. And what happens, although he did lose head-to-head to Tom Brady, if he continues to keep playing like he played last week, that momentum will carry him toward the playoffs, toward the MVP voting.
Well, think about this for Tom Brady, too. It's about, Key, we talk a lot about those matchups. What are those matchups? Well, the numbers are going to get inflated, right? He plays the Giants next. He's going to put in work on the Giants. I accept that. The Saints, him and Drew Brees, they get a chance to go at it. Right? Then you go against the Rams and their defense. The Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes comes up next. Then it's like the Vikings, Falcons twice, the Lions.
Yeah, but before he gets to the Falcons twice and to the Lions,
that's why I said those.
He got to go through a little tough stretch.
That's what I said. So those matchups
that can knock him off course,
or it can put him higher.
Or it can put him higher. When you start mentioning things like the Rams defense I'm like, I don't know, man. Them dudes ain't just giving up yards like that. They just not allowing people to punk them.
And we should mention this is essentially a two-team division with all due respect to Carolina, who is playing better than many people expected, and the Falcons, who have crashed.
You mean the Falcons aren't in it?
But I think a lot of people going into the year thought this is a big year for them. So obviously playing in that sort of division.
It has been a big year for them, right. Just in the opposite direction.
That's fair. This is not exactly the NFC West he's dealing with. That's fair to say. On the way in 2 minutes, the NBA's best insider on a giant move that has nothing to do with the player that could alter the balance of power in the Eastern Conference. That's after we do SportsCenter. Well, Planet or ESPN?
No, this is what's getting ready to happen to him. They just threw him to the Rams, so they're getting ready to munch up on him. I'm sorry. They're going to get him.
Did you notice how he actually channeled the other team's head coach? He was McVay there. He was just thanking everybody.
Well,
everybody.
But that's who Tua is. Unfortunately for him, they just threw him to the Wolves. It's okay, though. Get knocked around a little bit. Get to understand that you're not going up against Kentucky. This is not one of those. This is not South Carolina. This is some real grown-ass men football with full beards, with car seats in the back of the car. You love that, right? And so when you got guys like Aaron Donald and that crew coming after you, you gotta keep your head on the swivel.
What do you think, Jay?
I think it's going to be interesting because Tua kind of strikes me as one of these guys. I mean, look, the Rams are only favored by 3.5. Mm-hmm. They're only favored by 3.5.
Yeah,
the game's in Miami, and
but NFL games are never, and I'm not even a bettor, but NFL games spreads are never really like big. They're always close within field goal, short of a touchdown.
Well, I mean, the Chiefs versus the Jets, that's pretty big. That's like 19.5.
Man, but come on, man.
I know, but all I'm saying is that, yes, it's going to be a hell of a defense for Tua to go against in his first game. But at the same time, we all know that sometimes it depends upon what Jared Goff you get. And sometimes Jared Goff can keep you in the game as well. So
yeah, I'm not betting against the Rams with Brockers and Ramsey and Jones and Fowler. I'm not doing that.
On the flip side, by the way, only 19.5. That's a pretty low number.
Taylor wrapping no, man, I'm not doing that. I'm not taking Tua over them.
The more interesting story for the moment might be the start of something for Miami. They're on that quest to finally get the guy after Marino. It's been almost 25 years. What are the expectations just this season that you would put, not that should be put, you would put on Tua? What do we need to see?
I just want to see him understand the pro game and be a pro quarterback, play like a pro quarterback. If you look at Justin Herbert and you look at Joe Burrow, two of the other guys that came out in the draft with him, they actually look like pro quarterbacks. Justin Herbert just got his first victory, been phenomenal. Joe Burrow's close. He's very close. Has done some tremendous things for Cincinnati. I want to see Tua in a tough situation. Now, look, he's 3-3. He's taking over team 3-3. He's going up against the Rams. They're still in the playoff hunt. It'll be interesting to see if he could keep it alive. Now, is Tua that much better than Ryan Fitzpatrick? Probably better than him. They probably could still